Advanced Excel. Let's learn if command and graphs and chart while implementing management information system. Excel is one of the greatest, most powerful, most important software application of all time. Now we have created the budgeted cost. Now in this session our objective will be to create a daily manpower resource graphs. So here we will utilize one very important command, that is if command. Now what we have to do, each day on the time period we want to get this resource value. So if I have a budgeted unit, suppose for the first activity it's 100. The budgeted unit for the first activity is. Now here you can see the resource is allocated to each day it has been planned. Now similarly we have to allocate the resources for all the activities on a daily basis. Now if we see the first activity, its budgeted unit is 100 and its duration is 4 days. That means for each cell we have to type 25. But we cannot do this manually for very large programs such as the example which we are creating, and hence we need to automate it such that when we enter the budgeted unit for an activity, it automatically get distributed based on its planned date. We will use a simple if command. Now we will use the same relation, that if my calendar date is greater or equal to the start date. Now K7 is the calendar date, greater or equal to the planned start date, and one more logic is my calendar date should be lesser or equal to planned end date. That means my calendar date should lie between the planned dates. So it's represented by the green area. Then my value should be budgeted unit divided by original duration, that is per day unit. So the total unit divided by total duration giving me per day unit. Otherwise the option will be 0. So in all the green cells, it will give me the value 100 divided by 4, which is budgeted unit by original duration. And if the logic is not meeting the criteria of calendar date between the planned date, then it will give the 0 as the value. So one calendar date does not lie between the planned dates. So when we click enter, it will be 0. Again we will use the $sign such that when we move horizontally or vertically this formula, then the required cells should not move. So in each of the column we do not want to move the column when we move it horizontally. So we will put a $sign in front of D, which is a start column, E, which is a finish column, and 7, which is a calendar date. Now you can see that we are getting a budgeted unit per day for the planned dates. Now we want to hide the 0, so you can go to the option on the file and then click on the advanced, and then you can click on the show 0 in a cell, have a 0 value. So by clicking it, the 0 will be not shown in the cell where 0 value is as a output. Now we will copy this formula in the entire area of the Gantt chart. We just have to be careful while using the $sign. If the $sign is used properly, we will get this output. By now we have sufficient knowledge of $sign, so this output is expected. So in all the green area we will get the resource required for that day. Now since we have all the activities sequenced from finish to start, we will change a little sequence. So what I'll do the start of activity one day before the end of the previous activity. So we will put it a simple formula that start of any activity is equal to the end of previous activity minus 1. So now you see, now the sequence has changed. This we have done just to depict that how the resources been assigned now. So the resources also changed as we change the schedule. Now we need to add 4 rows in the assignment sheet. So we will click on the row and will insert additional 4 rows. So you can directly click on the row and then click on the insert. We can also use Ctrl Shift plus together to insert a new row. Now once the row has been inserted and the proper row height have been allotted, then we will change the text, font and the format. So the first row will be the date and then the 3 type of resources, that is labor, material and machine. Here we have to define all the resources which we have created. So we have created 3 resources. So we have defined 3 resources here. And then we will give the same date as in the time period. So you can directly interlink it with the time period. Now we will change the format to a more readable format in which the month is also there. Now since the cell width is very less, we will change the alignment by clicking on the format, then alignment and then selecting the 90 degree. And when we increase the cell height, then now the date is very much clear and visible. Similar format we will change for the other dates in the timeline. Now we have to calculate all the labor resources on each of the day. Now again we do not want to do this manually. We will use a simple SUMIF formula to get it automated. Now we will use SUMIF. Now first is the range. Range is the all those cells from which we want to match something. So our range will be the entire resources, because based on the resources we want to add. So the range from which we will do the selection is the resource entire column. Then criteria is labor. Wherever there is labor, we want to sum the Gantt chart numbers, which is the labor numbers or the material numbers or the machine numbers for that day. So in this way we have applied SUMIF formula. Now here what will happen, Excel will first check the blue cell, which is the resource cell. If it's labor, then it will go to the Gantt chart, this purple cell, and will sum all those where the resource is labor. And now we will appropriately use the $sign so that when we move the formula, the required cell remain fixed. So we want to fix the entire blue portion, that is the resource. We have to fix entire range. I want to fix the criteria, that it should not move horizontally, though the criteria can move vertically. Accordingly I'll put the $sign. And for the sum range, I want it to move horizontally but not vertically. So when I drag it, the purple box should move horizontally but not vertically. So I will lock the row numbers by putting the $sign. The use of $sign is very much important so that the formula provides us the correct output. Now here you can see the formula. And now when I extend this formula to the different cells, because of the correct $sign, I am getting the required output. So if I see on 5th Jan, I need 25 labor, but on 8th Jan, I need 50 labor, because it's making the sum of all those cells under the 8th Jan, which is having a labor as a criteria in the resource column. Now if I see for material, when I drag it downward, you can see that my boxes blue and purple has not moved. Now vertically it's not moving, although the purple box is horizontally moving. This is because of the dollar sign we assigned in a such way that our box is only able to move in the horizontal direction, whereas the blue box, which is depicting the range, is not able to move at all because dollar sign in front of column as well and row as well. So again I am getting the sum if value. Now this is also very commonly used command which can make wonders in Excel and can prevent lot of unutilization time of the user by re-entering the data. So now automatically every data is being entered without any manual data entry. Now we have got all the required labor, material, machine on a daily basis in a tabular form. Now the only part remaining is to get a graph or graphical representation. So for that you select the date and then you select the labor. You can hold the control button on the keyboard to do it. And then go in insert. Then select the type of chart. Under the chart select the line and then you can select the line with markets or the line which have this dotted points in it. Now in a simple way the graph is being created or plotted by the Excel between the labor required per day and it's plotted on the time scale, making it very convenient for the user to understand the graph. So first we have only 20 labors, 0, then 20, then 40, then peak labor is 60 and then it's reducing. So we can easily analyze our labor requirement through this graph. Now when we change the schedule, then this labor will also change, making it very convenient for us to relate the labor requirement with the scheduled dates of the activity. Similarly, we can add for material. Now if we have 4 type of labor, all the labor can be defined here in a similar fashion in which we have defined 3 resources. You can define n number of resources. Also our objective is to understand the commands and this chart which can be utilized by you in various ways. So let's learn through this implementation. So we have also implemented this chart for the material. Now the next thing is the machine. We can also copy the chart and then can change the, like we have copied the material cell or material chart. Now you go to its data values and now you can drag the highlighted cells. Now you can see the machine is being now replaced. Now we have to insert the row above the project title where we need to insert this charts and we have to increase the row height accordingly, and then you just have to do the rearrangement. Now in this way we have rearranged each of the chart to give a proper alignment, and we have implemented if command, then if command along with the end command, then the VLOOKUP command, then the if sum command, and all these simple commands are very useful for the automation and make the dynamic data and easy analysis of the huge amount of data. There is lot more that we can do in Excel which we will explore in the coming session. But whenever we make any sheet on Excel, our approach is to have the minimum data entry and the maximum automation. So any value which can be derived by the Excel should not be manually entered by us. So similarly in this program we are entering, once the sheet will be ready, the user will be entering the minimum value and the maximum result will be derived by the Excel itself.